Welcome to Headphone News, International Edition for Saturday, January 4th, 2025.
CES 2025, Tariffs and Technology. The Consumer Electronics Show, or CES 2025, is happening from January 7th to January 10th in Las Vegas, Nevada, featuring the latest in automotive and tech innovations. A key issue will be the proposed tariffs on imports from Canada, Mexico, and China, which could drive up costs for businesses and consumers. Donald Trump, soon to be president, has promised these tariffs, leading industry leaders to reconsider their strategies. For instance, Honda, which gets 80% of its production from Mexico, may need to adjust its plans if these tariffs take effect. A report from S&P Global warns that European and American carmakers could face a loss of up to 17% in annual profits if these tariffs are enacted. Additionally, Trump aims to roll back policies that support electric vehicles, a sector already struggling with low demand. Felix Stelmasek from Boston Consulting Group highlights that suppliers are operating on very tight margins and must adapt to these economic challenges. CES 2025 will not only showcase technological breakthroughs, but also serve as a crucial platform for discussing the impact of tariffs on the automotive and tech industries, potentially shaping the future of manufacturing and trade in North America and beyond.
Escalating conflict in Gaza. Israeli airstrikes have intensified in Gaza, targeting Hamas and resulting in over 100 deaths in just 2 days. This ongoing conflict has lasted for 15 months, with approximately 45,658 Palestinian lives lost since it began. The situation escalated on October 7, 2023, when Hamas launched a surprise attack on Israeli communities, leading to around 1,200 deaths and the abduction of 250 hostages. As international discussions for a ceasefire continue, President Joe Biden's administration is actively involved in mediation. The urgency is heightened by the upcoming inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump on January 20th, 2025, which could change U.S. foreign policy. Concerns are rising over the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, where civilians are caught in the conflict. The Israeli military claims to minimize civilian casualties, but accusations persist that Hamas uses civilian areas to shield its fighters. The world watches closely, hoping for a resolution that can bring peace to the region.
Microsoft's $80 billion AI investment. Microsoft Corporation, a leading tech company in the USA, is set to invest about $80 billion in fiscal year 2025. This funding will help build data centers that power AI technology and cloud applications. The AI movement gained momentum after OpenAI launched ChatGPT in 2022, showcasing AI's vast potential. With the growing need for computing power, specialized data centers are in high demand. Brad Smith, Microsoft's vice chair and president, noted that over half of this investment will remain in the USA, which is currently at the forefront of the global AI race. This focus on AI-driven data centers is crucial for Microsoft to maintain its competitive edge. The investment is expected to create exciting job openings while also raising important questions about the workforce and the need for clear regulations on AI advancements.
Boeing's ongoing negotiations with the Justice Department. Boeing and the U.S. Department of Justice are still negotiating a new plea deal after a judge rejected the initial agreement in December 2024. Concerns were raised about a diversity provision related to monitoring Boeing's compliance. This plea deal follows Boeing's guilty plea to a criminal fraud charge linked to 2 tragic crashes of the 737 MAX in 2018 and 2019, which resulted in 346 fatalities. As part of the original deal, Boeing was set to pay nearly $500 million and invest $455 million to enhance safety over 3 years. The Justice Department found that Boeing violated a previous agreement, prompting these negotiations. An in-flight incident involving an Alaska Airlines jet in January 2024 raised further safety concerns, highlighting Boeing's ongoing challenges. The outcome of these discussions will have a significant impact on Boeing's reputation and the future of aviation safety. What does this mean for the trust we place in our airlines?
Market update. Euro and pound struggle amid economic uncertainty. The euro is struggling to stay afloat, trading at about $1.07, a level not seen since November 2022. This decline is driven by uncertainty over interest rate policies from the European Central Bank and political unrest in countries like France and Germany. Meanwhile, the British pound has fared slightly better, dropping 1.7% against the dollar in 2024 and starting the new year at a 9-month low, currently around $1.25 per pound. Investors are keeping a close eye on potential interest rate cuts from the European Central Bank, with analysts predicting at least 4 cuts of 0.25% each in 2025. In contrast, the Federal Reserve may only implement 2 cuts, highlighting a split in monetary policy between the U.S. and Europe. Political developments in the U.S. are also affecting market sentiment, especially with President-elect Donald Trump's policies on inflation and tariffs. Current President Joe Biden is taking steps to block corporate acquisitions, which could further shake up the market. In corporate news, Tesla has reported its first decline in annual deliveries, impacted by high borrowing costs and reduced consumer demand. Overall, the European markets are gearing up for a cautious start to 2025, with traders alert to the potential for deep rate cuts and the implications of U.S. economic policies.
Utah's lawsuit against TikTok, a fight for child safety. Utah has taken a stand by filing a lawsuit against TikTok, the popular social media platform owned by ByteDance. The state claims TikTok exploits children through its live stream feature, creating a dangerous environment likened to a virtual strip club where minors can connect with adult offenders. Investigations revealed that many kids aged 13 to 15 were able to bypass age restrictions, leading to alarming cases of manipulation and exploitation. Another probe uncovered criminal activities linked to TikTok's live streaming. While TikTok insists it has implemented measures to protect users, a ban on the app is set for January 19, 2025, unless ByteDance sells it, amid concerns about user data being shared with the Chinese government. The U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments on this ban on January 10, 2025. This lawsuit raises urgent questions about child safety and the responsibilities of social media platforms in our digital world. What does this mean for our children's safety online?
New Orleans attack and the ongoing threat of ISIS. On January 3, 2025, a tragic event unfolded in New Orleans when a U.S. Army veteran drove a truck into a crowd celebrating New Year's, claiming the lives of 14 people. This attack underscores the persistent danger posed by ISIS, which, despite suffering heavy losses in recent years, continues to inspire violence and recruit followers. The group operates through smaller, independent cells, making it difficult to gauge its true strength. Recent incidents, like a deadly shooting in Russia and bombings in Iran, show that ISIS remains capable of significant attacks. Brett Holmgren, the acting director of the National Counterterrorism Center, has raised alarms about ISIS's attempts to rebuild its power amid ongoing geopolitical tensions. The New Orleans attack, though not officially claimed by ISIS, reflects the group's ability to incite lone wolf attacks. Investigators are looking into the radicalization of the attacker, Shams ad-Din Jabbar, a military veteran turned real estate agent. As concerns grow over the safety of ISIS prisoners held by Syrian Kurds, experts warn that while ISIS may not regain territory, its capacity for random violence remains a serious threat.
Poland takes the helm of the EU amidst challenges. Poland has officially taken the lead of the European Union as of January 3, 2025, during a time of significant political strain and security concerns. Prime Minister Donald Tusk warns that without a strong Europe, survival is at risk. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine and rising tensions with Russia highlight the urgency of addressing these security issues. The EU faces hurdles, including the possible return of Donald Trump, whose America First approach could impose tariffs on European goods, complicating trade. Poland aims to build alliances within the EU to support Ukraine and tackle pressing security matters.
Tensions have also flared between Poland and Hungary after Hungary granted refuge to a former Polish official accused of misusing public funds. As Poland navigates its presidency, the upcoming German election could further shape EU dynamics, with a conservative win potentially leading to a stronger German role in security. This presidency is a critical moment for Poland and the EU as they strive to unite member states around shared goals while confronting internal divisions and external threats. What does this mean for the future of Europe?
U.S. bank regulator issues cryptocurrency warning. A U.S. bank regulator has issued a caution to banks about their involvement in cryptocurrency. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or FDIC, has recommended that banks halt direct engagement in crypto activities due to rising concerns over scams, bankruptcies, and market volatility. Despite claims of widespread debanking from the industry, the FDIC clarified that it does not instruct banks to completely cut off services to cryptocurrency companies. Recently, the FDIC released 25 official letters outlining its position on banks' crypto activities, following a legal challenge from Coinbase, a major cryptocurrency exchange. Coinbase argues that these letters reveal a joint effort by bank supervisors to limit crypto firms' operations. FDIC Chairman Martin Grunberg emphasized that while banks should be cautious about direct involvement in crypto, they are not barred from providing access to bank accounts for crypto firms. As the regulatory landscape evolves, the implications for banks, cryptocurrency companies, and consumers will continue to unfold, especially with anticipated changes in crypto policy from President-elect Donald Trump.
Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac move toward privatization. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have seen their shares jump to multi-year highs following a recent announcement about their potential privatization. These government-sponsored enterprises have been under U.S. government control since the 2008 financial crisis, and now, federal agencies are working on a plan to help them exit conservatorship. This is a significant milestone, as both companies were created to support affordable mortgage financing in the housing market. With Donald Trump preparing for his second term, there's renewed interest in returning these enterprises to private ownership. Investor Bill Ackman is optimistic that the new administration will prioritize this transition. Analysts agree that privatization could be a key focus during Trump's presidency. Recently, Fannie Mae's shares rose by 24.4% to $4.23, while Freddie Mac's shares increased by 23.2% to $4.15, marking their highest values in years. This potential shift could reshape the housing landscape, influencing mortgage rates and the stability of housing finance in the United States.
Humanitarian crisis in Gaza. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza has worsened, leading Israeli authorities to order more evacuations for civilians in the besieged region. The Al-Burej area in Deir al-Balah is facing immediate dangers due to ongoing military actions. The United Nations reported that coordination for safe movement of humanitarian workers has been challenging, with only 2 out of 10 attempts successful. Many displaced civilians are fleeing to unsafe areas without basic needs. The World Health Organization revealed that 55 patients and 72 companions were evacuated to the United Arab Emirates for medical treatment, with over 5,300 patients evacuated since October 2023. WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus warned it could take 5 to 10 years to evacuate all critically ill patients, including thousands of children. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency has conducted 6.7 million medical consultations in Gaza since the conflict escalated. Philippe Lazzarini, the Commissioner General of UNRWA, stressed the agency's commitment to continue its operations despite potential restrictions. The ongoing crisis demands urgent attention and support from the international community to prevent further suffering.
China's central bank issues warnings amid bond market concerns. China's central bank, the People's Bank of China, has raised alarms for mutual fund managers about excessive trading in the bond market. This warning comes as worries grow over a potential bubble that could hinder economic recovery and worsen the decline of the Chinese yuan, which recently fell below 7.3 against the US dollar, reaching a 14-month low. In late December 2024, the PBOC held frequent meetings with fund managers to address aggressive trading practices as investors seek safety in bonds amid stock market uncertainty. The bond market has been quite active, with yields on China's 10-year government bonds dropping to around 1.58%. The PBOC is working hard to keep long-term interest rates higher than short-term ones, which is crucial for economic stability. Currently, the central bank's interest rate is low at 1.5%, while the 7-day borrowing rate stands at 1.75%. These developments highlight broader economic challenges for China, including pressures from the United States and doubts about the effectiveness of monetary easing. The PBOC aims to prevent further instability in the bond market and protect the value of the yuan, which is vital for investors and the economy.
That is all the news for today. Thank you for listening to today's headphone news. News summary brought to you by AI.